Hi friends, my name is Joe and I'm so excited to be hanging out with you today. And if it's your first time at an Eastside campus or watching us online, I want to give you a special shout out because you picked a great time to check us out because we're about to jump into a series talking about friendship. Think about your best friend for a minute. And if you're anything like my best friend and me, you're a perfect match. You just go together. You support each other, trust each other, you share interests, and really get each other. You're real friends. Kind of like peanut butter and jelly or burgers and fries. These pairs are perfect together. And if foods could be friends, these would be the real deal. So right now, I want to know who you think the ultimate real friends are. Shout out if you think these two things go well together. Bacon and eggs. Chips and salsa. Peanut butter and jelly. Sushi and chopsticks. Popcorn and soda. Hamburger and fries. Salt and pepper. Chicken nuggets and dipping sauce. Cake and ice cream. I think we'd all probably agree that when it comes to friendships, we all want friends who we match up with perfectly. We want real friends. Some of you would probably say you have millions of real friends. Others of you may only have a few people you consider to be real friends. And some of you would love to have even one real friend who has your back. But no matter what your friendship situation is, it's important to take a look at the people you keep close to you. It's important to know how to find real friends and be a real friend, because real friends can play a pretty big role in your life. Now, think back to the way most of your friendships started. A time when someone tossed you the gaga ball and invited you to play, or a time when the only drama surrounding your birthday celebration was if you would be at a trampoline park or at a bowling alley. A time when agreeing on your favorite YouTuber was all you needed for a solid friendship. Maybe you can even remember way back when friendship looked like a grown-up setting up play dates for you with juice boxes and snacks. Back then, friendship was pretty simple. Fast forward to now, and my guess is that friendship has become a bit more complicated since becoming a student. Now your friend group seems to be changing all the time, and if it isn't already changing, you're probably worried that it will. Maybe the friends that you've had since second grade don't really talk to you anymore. You have different classes, different interests, or different activities going on, and your friendships have changed as a result. Or maybe your friendships seem to be changing simply because life is changing. Things are different as you switch schools or classes or start on new teams. And that makes finding consistent friends who really know you a bit harder. Maybe over the years, your idea of friendship has changed. You need more than just a parent-arranged play date and fruit snacks to feel like you have a real friend. But you're not sure where to even begin finding that kind of friendship that you want now. My point is this: in your teens, it can feel like you don't have the kind of real friends you really want. Maybe you don't feel like you have any real friends at all. And if we're being honest, I think we'd all admit that can be really difficult. When you can't find the real friends that you're looking for right now, it's easy to believe that you'll never have any real friends at all. So what do we do when we find ourselves feeling this way? How do we actually find the real friends that we're looking for? When it comes to both finding the friends and being the friends we want to have, I can think of no better example than Jesus. So today we're going to look at some solid advice that Jesus gave on friendship. There was this guy named Luke who was one of Jesus's early followers. Luke was a doctor who documented the life and ministry of Jesus. And in his writings, Luke told us about something Jesus did a lot. He was teaching people about God's ways. Jesus was speaking to his disciples, his closest followers at that time, and crowds of people were listening in because they wanted to hear what Jesus had to say about God. And for hundreds and hundreds of years, these people had been focused on following rules and laws as the most important part of their faith. But Jesus was teaching that faith is about more than following rules. It's about following and having a relationship with God. And in teaching them about that, Jesus said this: "Do to others as you would like them to do to you." While Jesus was talking specifically about what it looked like to love your enemies here, I think we can take this same idea and we can apply it to friendships. It basically means we should treat other people the way that we want to be treated. Makes sense, right? In theory, this sounds like an amazing way to live, but in reality, it's not always the easiest thing to do. Think about what that would mean when it comes to real friendships. Things like text others as you would want to be texted. Invite others as you would want to be invited. Include others as you would want to be included. See others as you would want to be seen. Talk to others as you would want to be talked to. How about post on social media about others in the way that you'd want to be posted about? When you put it that way, it's suddenly not as easy to do, is it? I think all of this really boils down to one thing: value. In your friendships, you want to be valued. You want to be noticed, included, or missed when you're not there. You want to feel important to the people closest to you. Based on the truth Jesus shared, you can look at it like this. One of the best ways that you can increase the value of your friendships is to be the one who starts valuing others first. Instead of focusing on what you are or aren't getting from your friendships, you can focus on what you're doing to be a real friend. In other words, you can choose to be the friend that you want to have. What's awesome is that Jesus didn't just talk the talk when it came to this. He walked the walk too. His disciples were the closest people to him. They were his real friends. And later, Jesus actually demonstrated what it meant to value others by doing something really cool for his friends. So Jesus, got up from the meal, took off his outer clothing, and wrapped a towel around his waist. After that, he poured water into a basin and began to wash his disciples' feet, drying them with the towel that was wrapped around him. Okay, so this might seem a bit awkward to us today, but this whole washing of feet thing was very common back in Jesus' day. Back then, people walked around in their sandals through dust, mud, water, and even animal poo-poo. Awesome, right? Because of that, people spent a lot of time with super dirty feet. Now, the custom was for servants to wash the feet of the owners or the guests of a home when they entered. So when Jesus started to wash the feet of his friends, they freaked out because that was the job of a servant, not the Savior. But Jesus didn't care. He chose to kneel down and wash their feet. Jesus chose to serve his closest friends. He took the first step to show them what friendship looks like. What I love about this story is that Jesus took action. He didn't wait for his friends to treat him the way that he knew was right. Instead, Jesus went first to treat them with value, with love, and significance. He showed them what it looks like to be a real friend. And I think it's something that we can do too. Do I mean we need to start washing the feet of all our friends? No. In fact, please don't do that. It would be weird. What I do mean is that you can start finding real friends by being the real friend first. You can love and value and show up for your friends in real important ways. You can be the friend that you want to have. So how do we do this? As people who want to have real friends, what can we do? Well, like we said, we can follow Jesus' example and start by being the kind of friend that we want to have. We can be a real friend to others. It may not change anything overnight, but I believe we'll eventually find ourselves in the kind of real friendships that we've been looking for. And to help you get started, I want you to try two things. First off, think about the kind of friend that you want to have. Part of making a new friend or strengthening the friendships that you already have is thinking about the qualities you appreciate in a friend. Are they interested in the same things you are? Do they invite you to do things? Do they save a seat for you at lunch? Are they easy to be around? Are they nice to your siblings? Are they patient? Are they a good listener? Are they dependable? Are they kind? Do they have your back? It's hard to have real friends if you have no idea what kind of friend that you want to have. So think today about what a real friendship looks like to you. And secondly, be that kind of friend. Jesus set the tone with his friends by first being a friend to them. He didn't wait for them to treat him the way he wanted. He set the example by being a real friend right away. And you can do the same. I know the natural response in friendship is to wait or for someone else to be nice to you or to include you or to invite you to do things. But today, I encourage you to be the one to take that first step. Be a friend first. Invite them to sit down by you. Invite them to hang out after school or after church. Ask them to play video games with you. Let them join your pickup basketball game. Offer a kind word first. Think about the way you want people to treat you, and then find a way to treat your people that way first. I think over time, you'll see a change, not just in your friendships, but in yourself too. Now, I know real friendships can be hard to come by, and in fact, when it comes to real friends, I think we all want to know how to find them and how to be them. But it starts with you. So remember, be the friend that you want to have. And one place that you can start is in your small group. Your small group is a place where you can talk about things that really matter with people who really care. It's a great space to start showing others what it looks like to be a real friend. And if you don't feel like those people that are in your small group are your real friends yet, don't worry. Maybe that's because you just haven't spent enough time with them or haven't gotten to know them well enough. And that can take a while. We have small groups every week so you can spend time becoming real friends who talk about real things with each other. So today, take a step toward that by choosing to be a real friend with your group about this whole friendship thing. So as you get ready to spend some time with your small group, I want you to think about this question. What kind of friend are you?